Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and in today's video I'm going to be critiquing KVS Cubers 2.46 average of 5 on 2x2. So I know I haven't made a video critique in about half a year now. However, I realized that it was helpful to some people, so I'm considering starting it back up again, but obviously not too often, maybe once every 1 or 2 months. Secondly, Kyle is a YouTuber who I used to watch back in mid-2019 and he did want some help in 2x2, therefore I decided to just make a video critique out of his solves. Here's the first scramble at the top of the screen now, on which he got a 1.89. Alright, so on this first scramble here, Kyle does orange. He just does an F prime into this OLL case. Then he rotates and does this PBL case with a U AUF. Kyle's solution and TPS on this solve were actually quite good because he was able to one look and sub to the solve. However, he missed out on quite an easy cancellation which is shown here. So he can just build the face from this angle by doing an R prime with the bar on the left and then do this OLL algorithm up till here. But then instead of finishing off the algorithm, what he could have done is U prime and then R2 prime U prime and then cancelled right into that PBL algorithm with no UF. This solution would have probably given him a sub 1.5. However, it was the best solve in his average either way, so I'm not really complaining. Alright, so here's scramble 2 at the top of the screen now, on which Kyle gets a 3.35. Alright, so on this scramble, Kyle just does F prime and then inserts this corner like this. And then he does this OLL algorithm. And then he sees a Y perm on bottom and is forced to rotate and do the Y perm. So for this particular EG2 case, if you just do R2, F2, R2, you're left with the exact same case, just like kind of the mirror of this one. And then you can just finish off like this. This would probably make for a much better solution, and I'd recommend you to learn some small handy tricks like this. I'd also like to suggest to you an alternative algorithm for when you get a diagonal swap on bottom. It goes like this. Anyways, that's about it for solve 2. Let's move on to solve 3. Alright, so here's the third scramble at the top of the screen now, for which Kyle gets a 2.74. So for this scramble, Kyle does the green layer. He holds it from this angle and then does U prime, F prime, and then just does this OLL algorithm followed by this. Alright, so firstly, your solution wasn't bad. However, I did spot a couple of minor catches on the J perm somewhere around here, and you might want to consider switching your 2x2 if it feels too catchy for you. Secondly, there are 2 more solutions I'd like to suggest to you, one on yellow and one on green. So if you see on green, 2 moves gives you this CLL case. However, there is an alternative alg to this CLL case. It's basically anti-soon, U2 soon. So as you can see, the first 2 moves of anti-soon are done for you. So what you can just basically do is this U2 soon U prime. Although if you don't know that CLL algorithm, you should probably learn CLL ASAP. Second solution I'd like to show you is an Ortega solution on yellow. So if you hold yellow from this angle and do R F prime, you can have your face done and have this OLL. However, this OLL starts with F R prime, which is basically just a cancellation into this face. So how you can just finish the solve is F prime R and then inverse sexy to make the face. And then you're just left with this PBL algorithm with a U prime AUF. Anyways, let's move on to scramble 4. Alright, so here's scramble 4 at the top of the screen now, on which Kyle gets a 2.04. Alright, so on this scramble, Kyle does the obvious one move green face, straight into this OLL, U prime, rotate and then PBL. This solution is actually pretty good and got him a very low 2. However, here's what Kyle should have done. He should have held it from this angle and seen F would give this OLL from this angle. However, you can actually cancel into it. If you see here, the algorithm from this angle starts like this and then R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R. But the first F prime is already cancelled. So he can just do this and then be left with this PBL case, which he can just solve from this angle here. Overall though, his TPS on this solve is pretty good. I think he just needs to work on his cancellations. Finally, here's the last scramble at the top of the screen now, on which Kyle got a 2.61. Alright, so this last solve is actually really well done. There's not much I can really say. So basically what Kyle does is just pairs up this orange to make this layer, then left soon, U prime, J perm. The only thing I would actually suggest is for you to finish full CLL because there is a pretty cool cancellation in this solve. So you can do R prime and then cancel straight into CLL with a U to AUF. Alright, so here's some general tips I have for Kyle's solves. Number 1, he should definitely work on improving his cancellations. He missed out on 3 pretty simple opportunities where he could cancel, and yeah, overall that would save him about 0.3 seconds. Number 2, he should definitely finish learning full CLL. His TPS is actually good enough to take him all the way to sub 2 with only CLL. So that's about it for my critique on KVS Cubers 2.46 average of 5 on 2x2. Thanks a lot for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.